Welcome back to Operation Teardrop, folks. This is Ninja Eskimo 012, and we're going to do Empire of Japan Turn 5. We seem to have a formalization of the Soviet Army here in the Far East, so that's going to be interesting. Let's start off by doing some purchases. We're going to go for a destroyer, transport, and 2 more marines. Total of 22. So we can clear that and save our $1. Let's go over here to some technology. Now, we have succeeded in our shipbuilding program so far. So this is the unusual situation where Japan can try to branch out into other techs. I think the improved factories is good for, not saying that there's going to be war in the mainland, but, you know, continued pushing some aggression against potential Soviet incursions would be pretty good. But then I think maybe some long-range aircraft would not be amiss, considering we are Japan and want some carriers. We should probably load those with planes that can reach a little farther. Let's see. Oh, fail on the long-range aircraft, but we do succeed on some improved factories. So we'll knock that forward. Sad for the long-range aircraft. Now, I believe our plan this turn is to conduct ourselves with aplomb down in the Dutch East Indies. Who could have seen this coming? I just don't know. It's not like they're on a cruise off the coast of Taiwan for any other reason. Let's see. We're likely going to be utilizing this area the most, so we can move that out of the way. Move our second fleet marker here. And our 97th will ostensibly go there. Alright, so from the port here in Taipei, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 with battleships, the carriers here. I think, actually, because carriers are not going to be part of the combat, and we don't want to get target selected by this defending sub, just not going to give him the opportunity for that. We're going to keep the carriers there for now, because they're not in combat. We will send our tactical force 1, 2, 3 here to Sumatra. We are going to grab some marines in this transport and land marines in Sumatra. This transport will be there. Let's grab a coastal, move him in there, as well as a sub. Yeah, these will be part of the screening force to ensure that we get some bombardments off. This sub is going to go 1, 2, help attack that, and then from here in Taipei we're going to send some cruisers, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4 with their added movement. And we're going to take along some bigger ships of the Navy. scare away the enemy. Let's see here. We have 3 Marines that are going with these destroyers and cruisers. I think we're going to land 2 of them there anyway. And then I think we're going to walk into West Timor ourselves. So let's copy that. I think we're going to be grabbing most all of these places. So I can scale that down just a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So we're going to land here in West Timor. We're going to land with the 97th as destroyers. Now, bombardments, I think we're going to separate this as a continuing force because these destroyers are able to conduct combat, I believe at a -1 when they're transporting Marines. So these will be the screening, and this will be the continuing force because they want the bombardment shots, and we're just going to shoot things. I mean, if they both shoot back, that'll be interesting. I think generally, and I don't know, I haven't checked with Hybrid Hunter on this, but I believe that this sub is going to dive and submerge to avoid the combat here because I don't have a plane on map. This guy is just going to unfortunately get attacked. The same goes here for this coastal submarine. This transport is going to die, but I've got 2 submarines as part of the screening force. We're going to hopefully conduct bombardment with everything else here. So yeah, this is just going to be continuing. Any other screening? I suppose now would be the good time to break off a cruiser and a TBD, 1, 2, 3, to accompany a transport, and 2 infantry from the 97th to conduct those landings. Let's see, that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4 transports worth of things to attack Borneo and Java with. So I think I'm going to attack Borneo with this group of troops, and we can afford that leaves us 5 from this sea zone attacking with the 97th and 2 from that sea zone attacking with the 97th. So we got 2 bombardments from there. Let's throw some other bombardments in, I think. Oh, I should probably break these other ships off here to help defend this transport against potential submarines coming in, killing things. These Dutch subs are going to be a little bit of a nuisance. Maybe more than Dutch subs if these Soviets have anything to say. It'd be a little scary. So yeah, I think we're gonna direct bombardments, heavy cruiser, and a battleship. I think, yeah. Heavy cruiser and a battleship can bombard Borneo, and we'll allow... You can even throw in another heavy cruiser there. So 2 heavy cruisers and a battleship are going to support the 3 amphibious assaulting infantry forces there in Borneo. We've got the tactical bombers here in Sumatra to support those. We've got this battleship going to supply bombardment with the 97th into Java, and these 2 battle cruiser and heavy cruiser are going to support into Java as well. I don't really think I need all that much. We'll just maybe move that battleship back to bombarding Java, I think. And that seems alright. So there we go. And there we go, there we go. Now, this will be a declaration of war against the Netherlands, which means the United States is going to have 2d12 of income increase. So let's grab two dice here. We'll color tint them for the US. We'll say they're US peacetime income. Netherlands by Japan. So that, I don't know precisely what timing these come into effect, whether that's after the combat phase is resolved and it's time to do things with units at that point. Be that as it may, well, I don't think it's going to allow the US to declare war and change anything in this turn, so we can roll it now and it'll be fine. That is unfortunate. That's $21 in income that the United States goes up. So from 6 up 21 to 27. Oof, that's just rough. But we want the Dutch East Indies, yay. And I guess we'll set those there and lock those in place. Alright, let's conduct some combat. So we're going to see, I don't actually know when this guy is supposed to land, but the seaplane is actually going to land here in Honshu. Whatever timing is required for that, we're just going to land him here in Honshu because he's got a range of 2 on map. So I don't know if he lands at the start of combat here or if he lands at the start of non-combat later. We're just landing him there so I can be assured that that's going to happen. Let's roll for combat here in the Java Sea, if that's happening. Now, my understanding is that this transport is just dead, but this boy, as a coastal sub, has an opportunity to either defend once against 2 subs, or decide that he just wants to fight another day. Live and fight another day is what I think he's going to try to do. So that boy will just flip over. Same with this submarine here for the Dutch. I don't think that they want to necessarily die right away against this. This boy has no choice, unfortunately. So that will be the combat in the Java Sea. This will be the combat in Sunda Sea? I don't actually know what this is called, but we can roll some dice. We've got destroyers, which I believe are one less when carrying troops. Yes. Okay. One less attack defense. Alright. So we will have a submarine, and we will have 3 destroyers, and we will have 1 heavy cruiser versus his destroyer. And that will be that one. I guess the Abyssinia recruitment die is no longer necessary because they're dead, but it's fun to see. So we'll roll. And that's 3 hits versus a miss on the part of the Dutch. So that will happen, and then these amphibious assaults can take place. Let's roll for the amphibious assault here in Sumatra with Marines from Japan and 3 tacticals. Let's do it as such. We've got 1 defending. What is that? That's militia. We've got 3 tacticals and 2 amphibious assault militia. Because I don't have bombardment for this. That's a miss, and that's entire misses on the board. So, that's fun. We continue. One hit, finally. And that's all we need, I guess. And that boy does not hit us back, so we take Sumatra. Let's do the bombardment for Borneo. And he has 1 militia defending, just like in Sumatra, but he does have this extra hit of a seaplane that he can take. It's just not allowed to participate in combat. I think maybe it just doesn't even take a hit at all, actually. Seaplane. I guess we should go and check in this rulebook. Seaplanes. For 10.6. Seaplanes can never participate in land combat. Alright, so they can't even just soak a hit. They're just going to be eliminated if they're in a captured land zone. Alright. Then that makes it simple. Let's roll for some bombardment on Borneo with the 2 heavy cruisers here. That's a hit. So that militia just dies upon impact, as does the seaplane. We will roll. Then, for the bombardment of Java with 2 battleships, a battlecruiser and a heavy cruiser. The battleships, heavy cruiser, and battlecruiser and heavy cruiser. I believe the battleship's at a 4, this is at a 3, and that's at a 2, so that's just all misses. That's unfortunate. We have 5 gentlemen shooting at 2 for now. We have 1 hit versus 2 militia and 2 infantry. So we'll have some militia and infantry. One hit, and that would be double casualties if I were to take it on the infantry, but we will take 1 Marine, and he will take 1 militia. I am assuming that's the logical order of losses. It could be different, and that could be sad. Then we've got, what is this? We're gonna have I believe there's no penalty for attacking into jungle for land units, except vehicles. Yeah, the only, I mean, Gurkhas have a plus, but there seem to be no penalties aside from vehicles going into jungle, so we're gonna go with that. Which means that these artillery will hit on 3s, and the Marines that they're gonna pair with will also hit on 3s. Those will be these troops. You know what? We'll make just all the blues the 3s. And these will be the 2s for the regular infantry. And then we've got 2 infantry and a militia for the defenders. So that's 2 hits from artillery. That's 2 hits from the infantry. That's not going too great. Two hits and 2 hits. So we're going to destroy 1 and 1, but we're taking some losses. Okay. Now it just continues. 3s versus a 4. Alright, so it's a 1 and 1, and that's just painful. They both cost 4, but we can boost units with an artillery. So let's lose a Marine. Painful is what that is. But we succeed in taking Java. Alright, so we've taken all of the Dutch East Indies on this turn. Will then be 1, 2, 3 to this fleet. We will unfortunately be lacking. Oh, you know what? We will lose that artillery. Because we want to utilize marine-capable destroyer transports. And we can end up just sending a transport home if necessary. Start shucking troops to the mainland. Ah, painful. Alright. Then we've got some non-combat landings. There, because they went 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move. You know what? He'll actually just stay right where he is. So yeah, whenever that plane was able to land is when he's landing here on Honshu. Then perhaps it's time to maneuver some troops and planes over to eastern Manchuria and see what is what and if they will attack me or not. Or maybe not. We can bring some of these fighters. 1, 2, 3 to Formosa. In defense of whatever this is. Whatever's happening with those Soviets is a little concerning. We've got a Siam recruitment role. Come on, give me an infantry or 2 militia. No. It's very sad. Then I suppose all of the non-combats will be done. Yeah, I think 2 is just fine. This fleet could be problematic at a point, as could that army. But we're going to place our Marines. I'm going to place place some ships in port. And then we pick up a total of 25. We do lose one American oil trade, so a total of 27 for us. Because we are not technically at war with a major power, we don't get this bonus for Java and Borneo. So it'll just be 27 pickup. For a total of 28. And then we're going to be passing on to Hybrid Hunter for his role with the Allies. Alright, have a good one, and see you in the next.